when is it too late to file a claim? And it kind of goes back to our discussion about submitting an initial claim and a secondary at the same time. Generally speaking, we'll see that in older veterans. Older meaning, let's just say 40 and up. So you've been out of the military
Hey.
You've been out of the military for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You could see how logically your conditions that aren't service connected would have developed secondary claims. Okay. So hypothetically, I'm not saying do this, but hypothetically, you could file for whatever and have 5 secondaries based off that. Now, you're going to want evidence for all 5 of those. I just want to be upfront for that. But the answer is, when is it too late to file a claim? The answer is when you die. When you die is when it's too late to file a claim. Now, your survivors technically claim, but it is you think it's hard. It's an uphill battle after you've been out for 20 years. It is a almost vertical incline for your survivors to file claims after the veteran's death. So if not for you, do it for them. Jason, what is your 2 cents on when is it too late to file a claim? Or not really too late, but what is different about a veteran filing a claim that's waited 40 years? What is the difference between that BDD claim, that 1-year mark, and that I've been out, I'm 65 years old, my retirement sucks, now I need some VA disability? Because that is the number one audience that submits VA claims.
Right. I'll tell you that the number one thing is regret. Damn, I wish I would have done this earlier. Mm-hmm. That's what you hear. So look, anything in this is file your claim. Don't wait. Every single year that goes by is one more year that you're not. And, I've done many videos, Clay's done many videos on just the fact that you do rate. This is part of your benefits package, right? So there's a reason why you haven't filed for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. There's a reason why, and whatever that reason is, really needs to be re-examined, because these are called benefits for a reason. It's part of, I like to call it, your benefits package. Although it wasn't explained to you or any of us when we joined what our benefits package was, I would equate it to, you got on board with an amazing company that had, all these stock options and all this stuff. And they said, hey, look, you stick it out with us for 4 years, 5 years, 6, whatever. And if you do, and you're solid, we're going to give you all this stock. And then you'd finish up your time and you go, thanks, I had a great time working here. I got another offer somewhere else. I'm going to take off and leave. Well, hey, don't forget all those stock options, worth millions of dollars. Nah, don't worry about it. I don't need it. Right? Nobody would ever say that. But here we are, sitting on literally a potential of multi-millions of dollars. If you started receiving your benefits at 40 years old and you lived for another 40 years, right? 40 years at $60,000 tax-free at 100%, right? That's $600,000 in 10 years. That's 1.2. That's 2.4 million plus free healthcare. Well, that's probably damn near the same, especially if you're getting surgeries and getting some major stuff done. So this is a huge, huge, huge benefit. And I wish that people would understand how life-changing it really can be. Many people seek it at the very end when there's, they're looking for resources, right? Looking for home aid, looking for some sort of a convalescent living. Is there something that the VA could handle? So it's one of those sad situations. I've talked about the numbers before. There's about somewhere between 17 to 18 million veterans in the U.S. Less than 30% are utilizing VA compensation. So that means 70% of us are like, nah, I don't rate it. I don't think I deserve it. Save it for somebody else, whatever. And that's not the case. It's part of your benefits package. So I know that wasn't directly answering your question, Clay, but I think that that's really what the problem is. The reality to folks, to answer Clay's question, it really is like he said, you can do it up until you die. There's not like, well, you're too old now, so really you don't get this. No, there's no disparate treatment on age. You could take as many bites of the VA apple as you like. for the same condition even. Now, do they want you to file with the same evidence over and over again? No, it's that would be frowned upon. But if you provided something new each time, and you could file for the same condition and get denied 1,000 times if you wanted to, and keep adding new evidence, right? Ideally, you'll get approved at some point. But the point is that you can continue to file for conditions that maybe you were denied for before. If you feel like you found maybe a new document, a new study, or a better way to frame the nexus, or you found something in your service treatment records, file it again. Presumptives are a great thing, and I'm hoping that we'll have a couple minutes to talk about some new rules here on presumptives for some folks as well, Clay.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's two stories that I want to tell that gets at when is it too late to file, and then we can absolutely go into some new VA news. Okay, new VA news, whatever. So first off, when I started doing work with Dale K. Graham, which is an accredited VSO out of Oklahoma, and they're trying to have a nationwide reach, kind of like the VFW, but they're small scale. There was a veteran there, World War II. So I started with them in 2022, maybe the beginning of 2023. And there was a World War II veteran getting VA disability compensation, right? And so if you're older than that guy, which I doubt, and he did it, you can do it, okay? The second story I want to tell is actually a coworker of mine. And the nuance thing within the Marine Corps, there's this thing called the old breed. Like each generation has their old breed. So my old breed was the 03, 04 Iraq veterans. So long story short, in 19 and 20, I got out. I met one of my coworkers. He was my old breed. And then we just had a conversation. Turns out he's not getting any VA compensation whatsoever. I was like, hey, well, did you ever go to medical? And luck of the draw, he went to medical, right? Which is rare. I was expecting him to say nothing, but he did go to medical. He had seriously all the medical evidence you could ever want in a claim. And I was like, dude, you need to file a claim. And so he filed his claim. And in his case, he had very, very strong medical evidence. You could just imagine 03, 04, 05 timeframe in Iraq, like Ramadi, Nasiriyah, all of those. He had the medical evidence. And he 100% in about 2.5 months. Boom, 0 to 100. And then I, after he got his claim, he was really happy. And I was like, hey, man, don't think about this, but I do want to tell you, and I probably ruined this whole day, but I was like, imagine the last 10 years, because he was out for over 10 years. Okay. It was actually 11 or 12, but I just did the math on my computer. If you take 3,500, right? So no dependents, no nothing. I'm just kind of doing 3,500 as a baseline, multiply that by 12, multiply that by 10 years. That's 420 grand. And it would have been much more than that. And that's non-taxable income, by the way. So that is a pure $420,000. And this dude has kids and his family. And so he could have used that. And it's just a good example, because I know whenever we started, when is it too late? I kind of gravitated towards, 65, but this dude is 38, 39. And he thought it was too late to file. And he had the medical evidence, which is unheard of, right? And I was like, dude, come on, come with me. I got you. Don't worry about it. So I tell those just to say, hey, file your dang claim. Okay. Submit the evidence. Easy peasy. That's it.